Good morning, everybody. How's things? Oh, the light's not plugged in. So, now it's plugged in. Is my microphone working all right? We'll have to check and see. Make sure everything's working well. Good morning, blistering. How's it going, Jamie? How did your day go today? Can you hear me? Can you hear me now? So, let's see. Where am I at? YouTube's been making some changes, little bitty changes, and it throws me off. I have to reconfigure my brain. So, well, guess I've got a microphone, right? Oh no, an abscess, a tooth? You have an abscessed tooth? Those are nasty. And a tooth, I've got one that bothers me every once in a while. I got missing a few. Bummer. Oil of clove helps. If you've got some cloves, if you just have cloves, you can boil them and make a clove tea and rinse your mouth with that. That'll help. That's a bummer. So you haven't been out doing anything, right? Oh yeah, that sometimes helps. Let's see. Get my audio going here. So, remember that ball peen hammer I found? I cleaned off the rust. But it's still usable. It wasn't too rusty. Definitely shows its age, right? So, I'll just get a handle on it and it'll work just fine. It had a spot here where it had a big, somebody was trying to weld with it or something, and it had a big worn spot, and it looked like there was welding stuck to it. Hello, treasure woman. Thank you for popping in. So anyway, the ball peen that I found 2 weeks ago, finally got around to cleaning the rust off of it, and it was all bashed here and uneven, so I ground it down, and now it's nice and flat, usable. I ground the tip off that was sticking out of this. If you tried to use it as a ball peen hammer, it would just punch holes in things. So I ground it off and smoothed it out. So now I just need a handle and we'll be set to go. Yeah, probably would. I don't know whether I'd find a hickory handle. I'd have to make one, just get a chunk of hickory, I guess, and just make it myself. But that would work. So, got a good tool out of my hunt. That piece of metal that I was trying to knock the rust off of, I put on a wire brush and just took the outside layer of rust off of it, and it's a solid chunk of iron, or steel actually. It's not cast iron. It's actually steel, and that was odd. I thought for sure it was like some type of link to something. Like when I first found it, it was shaped, it looked like a chain link that was all rusty, but nope, it's just a big chunk of steel. So that's that. So looks like it's going to be a pretty nice weekend this weekend. Let's see if I can do some hunting. Here's that dart that I found, and it that's pretty cool. Find an old toy like that. I had, like I said, 10 of these when I was about 10 years old. So in 1960, I had about 10 of these darts and would play with them all the time. They were pretty sturdy, but it's pretty corroded. I glued it back together so that at least it would be in one piece, you know, so because I broke it when I dug it up. It broke right here at the two weakest spots. So, but I glued it back, so I'm not going to throw it around or anything. So it'll stay. It was missing one little chunk here off the end of it. I didn't break that. That had been broken for quite some time because it I couldn't find it anyplace, so it wasn't near me. So, but that's a cool find. I like that one. I have to get a cabinet because these things aren't worth anything. I saw that somebody in the UK was selling one of them similar to this for 35 pounds. Hey, Talca. Hola, amigo. I'm sorry. That. And I found another piece of ammo for the Nerf gun I'm going to find one day. We found a Papermate. Looks like a gel pen, and but it writes pink ink, so find all kinds of strange things when you're out and about where people have been and left behind. If anybody's interested in the job, we found a recruiting card for the San Gabriel Valley Conservation Corps. So there, put that up there, scan that. If you're looking for a job in the San Gabriel Valley anywhere. Hey, William E. Gregory Freeman. There's a pound for every one of you. So anyway, show you the ball peen hammer again that I found 2 weeks ago. And I cleaned all the rust off of it, ground the head down flat because it was all bashed up. And I ground where it looked like they tried to weld something to this end of it. So I ground it off. It's not smooth, but I ground it off to where it's usable as a ball peen now. Just need to handle. So yeah, last Friday, I'm going to go over the things that I found last Friday. So I'm going to turn the camera around here so you guys can see these things better and not have to. We'll put that there, hit that there, and there we go. What's that? So one of the things I found is a fishing bell that looks like a cowbell. I haven't tried to clean it up yet. Well, thanks, you guys. Looks like I have one like for each one of you that are in the stream. So I've got here, I have one of the more dangerous things that I found on Friday was this hook. I find quite a few hooks. This one was right on the surface, just below the surface. So if any kid was going to dig in that sand when they start opening the beach, then I like to think that I saved somebody some pain and anguish. It's one of the reasons I like to go down to that beach. I like to keep the hooks out and the wire and the nails and the screws and stuff, because there are a lot of kids that go down there. And the amount of treasure trash that I get out of there that is potential danger is, I mean, doesn't look like much, but even this screw, you know, can be dangerous to a kid. If it's sitting there and they're running in the sand, they can drive that into their foot really easy. So, you know, I like to get those things out. I did find some coins. I did find 3 coppers. Now I got to do something here real quick. I'm wearing this jacket because it's a little bit chilly and I don't want to run the heater. So, but I got it loose. I'm going to button it up to the second button so it's not dragging on the thing here. So I did get a tool, another tool that day, and that's a little square bit. So this will clean up really nicely and still usable, fit in my drill with the Instachuck. So I'll clean that up. Now this looks like a little rock, but it sounded off with the metal detector. It just looks like a little piece of rock. But I actually found that with a metal detector. So it's got to have some kind of iron core to it. It's not very big. Look how big it is. But it actually sounded like a, I think it was a 8 or a 9 on my vid. I found that Friday, found a snap just about the same size. And I go after all of these little things. This, I'm not sure. This has like a, maybe a brass brad, I think. That I think it was the cap to snap. Might have been the other side of this. No, I don't think so. But magic. Okay, so I get these little bitty things. Those are the things that drive you nuts looking for them. And they keep falling through the holes in the scoop when you find stuff like that in the beach, in the sand. That day I did pretty good, except I didn't get any quarters that day. And I did get my good old friends, the crusty Zinkins, and wound up with, how many of those did I get? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13 that day. So I've got 13 Zinkins. And I got 3 coppers. So these are the ones that have value to me. They're not worth all that much. One day I'll find one that's worth something. But in the meantime, on that Friday, Come on, do your magic. There we go. So I got a 68 and a 64 and a 78. No, a 60. A 68, a 60, and a 78. So copper pennies are always fortuitous, right? Thank you so much, Jamie. Appreciate all you do. Even with an abscess and you're not feeling good, you're here helping me out. Much appreciated, mate. So I did get 3 nickels, and I haven't checked the dates on the nickels, so you never know. I don't check these until I check them with you guys, so unless I do it out in the field, I get curious. But what's this one? 1978. So that's a fairly old nickel. Not as old as I would like to get them, right? Then the next one is a is it a 95? I think it's a 95. And none of these are in real good shape. Of course, remember, they're not. There's an 89. So I got 3 nickels, nothing really special, but all prior to the turn of the century. And then I got 4 dimes. The first one you saw, that one is the newest, the 2020. So then I got 3 more. So this one is a, oh, can I read the date on it? Uh, 1980. Okay. 1980. Pre-turn of the century. And a 1991. Pre-turn of the century. And a okay, what is that one? Is that turn of the century? Is that a 2000? What is it? 2000. Let's see if I can clean some of that off. My camera's not focusing too good today. 2002, I think. Got crusty on it and I can't see the last digit. I can't see it at all. Oh yeah, I think it's a 1. 2001. So I got 2 after the turn of the century, 2 before the turn of the century. I did get this little thing, and it's kind of, it's a little pin and one of those removable clips where you lock a box up with it or something, like a little tackle box or something of that nature. Something just really treasure trash. So and the find of the day for last Friday, near a week ago. Tomorrow will be a week ago, was this little guy. And he's, I thought he was pretty cool, and he's all in one piece, and he's working, and he is up. Come on. 925 right there. Okay. Not sure what's going on here. Come on. Anyway, there's the mark. There it is, 925. I got it upside down. Huh. There you can see it. It's like my camera blinks. So a pretty cool little guy. Find of the day. My only piece of jewelry for last week. He actually stands up like an elephant. If you shake his legs down here, he will stand up. Or he will, I got him to stand up like an elephant. Well, now he's not going to do it. Anyway, you can make him stand up like an elephant. Or just, he just hangs on the pendant like so. Pretty neat little guy, though. Well, I'll leave him there to look at while I clean this mess up here. Oh, there was one more little piece of metal. This was teenier than even this one. But that one's all metal. It's stuck to the magnet. This one sounds off the metal detector because it's got iron in it, some kind of metal in it. But this one was a little piece of metal. And so those are the teeny finds that I got. So then on Saturday I went out and I didn't have this on any kind of video except for some shorts. And I did get 1/4 on Saturday, and it was a would-be or could have been a West Point, but it wasn't. I did check that one because when I found it, I saw that it was the Mission coin and San Antonio Mission. So when I turned it over, it was a D. Oh well. So I did get one cycle because I got 2 dimes, or 3 dimes. I got 3 dimes. on Saturday. You guys have seen most of what I found on Saturday on my shorts. No, that's not a turtle. William, it's a elephant, see? It's a sterling silver elephant pendant. Neat little guy. But he's teeny. Because here's the dime that I was showing you. MJ Squirrel, hello. Thank you for coming into the chat. There's a 2002 dime that I found. So, yeah, it's an elephant. Even has tusks. See there? Can you see them? Probably not if you're looking on your phone. I have to zoom in, but see if I can get him really close here. And my camera just won't stop refocusing. That was my find of the day last Friday. And the 3 dimes that I found. Hello, Crystal. Welcome in. So we're just looking over the finds. Everybody, this is from last Saturday. I was seeing what I found. I didn't find anything really good. So I got a quarter and 3 dimes, and I did pretty good on the nickels. I had 5 nickels. It's mostly new. There's one there, 2015, and this one, I don't know whether I'm going to get the date on this one or not. Oh yeah, we're going to get it. It's 2004. Oh, mostly newer. And this one, 2-pack. How are you, my friend? You had a good stream last night. Yeah, 2010 or above. Maybe a 19. I think it's a 2019. Most of my finds are, like I always say, they're pretty corroded and hard to see. There's a 2019. And last chance for anything halfway good, not 2008. So all after the turn of the century nickels. So we've got 5 nickels, 3 dimes, and a quarter. We had 1 copper from Saturday. Stellar Outdoors, thank you for coming into the chat. So we have a 1974 copper. Probably the best find of the day. So the 2 best finds of Friday was the sterling silver elephant and the cap bomb. Oops. Drop some of my crusties. So 20 silver dimes. Congrats, Stellar. So now this I left open. I knew what it was. I knew exactly what this was when I found it. Hang on a second. Something's wrong here. Not for some reason. Oh boy. Some reason this is giving me a bad time. And it's going to shut down on me. Something was draining my battery. Stick around. I have technical difficulties. I'm going to switch to my phone and open another live, so stick around and look for me. All right? Be right back on my phone. Am I still on here? Give me a thumbs up if I'm still on here. I might have cured my problem, but okay, I'm still on. I'm going to go. I won't change devices until it's necessary, but I'm having a little bit of problem with my iPad again. This iPad is an old iPad, and it wants to do what it wants to do. So, see what happens. We'll keep going. Okay. So I did get whether this is a good thing or a bad thing, I'm not sure. On the Zinkins, when I tumbled the last batch of these, really, Is that what? That's why you couldn't tell whether it was an elephant or a turtle, as you were in 144 resolution. That could be a thing, huh? So when I tumbled my Zinkins that looked like this, I wound up with uh, two rolls of pennies, and um, I wound up with a half a roll of, like this one. When it tumbles out, it'll probably not be enough of it left to roll. So I've got some cast-offs. So on Saturday, I wound up digging up 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 23 of these crusty Zinkins, which I will roll, and I'll lose a few of them because they just don't want to stick around if they have rotted away. So on Saturday, I did a lot of digging. I got a ton of bottle caps and could-be's, and show you all my little finds. One I was a little bit ticked at because it really made me think I was getting a piece of jewelry from the way it rang up and from the way it looked when it came out. And that was this. This I thought was a piece of jewelry at first. It looked really good from one side here. It was a little bit crusty, so I thought I had something neat. And turns out that that's the way I looked at it first. But then I saw the broken end, and that turns out that that's the bottom of a could-be pull tab. So I thought I got another piece of jewelry, but I didn't. Hey, Kenneth Bird. How are you? Thank you for coming in. So now in the sand, it's okay. Most of the time when you are digging things, you wind up with something in your scoop, right? Well, it's already given, Gregory. It's already been given. I'm sorry. Maybe next time if I find something, but this one is already given. So oh, actually, my bad. 23, and I had in another slot in my box 2, 4, 6, 8, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11 more. So that's 34 crusty Zinkins. So far I've got over 60 Zinkins. or 50, over 50 zinkins for 2 days. Over 50 zinkins for 2 days. That's 50 holes, because I didn't find any of these 2 or more in a hole. So, here, I'll leave that piece of would-be jewelry up there. And when I was starting to talk about this, hey, Sunfish, thanks for coming into my stream. Thank you. Hope you guys are all having a great day. And here, I knew exactly what this was when I found it, but I kind of pretended I didn't, so that I could get some people to guess. But I only got one person that even tried to say what it was, and he got it right the first time. These are, some people call them D-bolts, some people call them U-bolts, but this is the bolt that locks a U-bolt or a D-bolt. And guess who got it right? First, that was Blistering Barnacles. Jamie got it right. He's the only one that took my bait and answered what it is. So, but it's out of a fairly large U-bolt. Sounds like a good deal. Sounds like you got a good deal. Uncle Beep. Well, I'm glad you passed through and said hi, Uncle Beep. Appreciate every minute that you spend, except right now. I think YouTube's got me on suspend because I don't think my watch hours are counting towards my monetization towards the 4,000 while they've got me suspended. I put in all the information, but they haven't sent me a pin yet. So when I get that pin, then I think I'll go back to it. But I don't know. So every minute that you guys spend in here is very helpful to me. It's encouraging too. So closest thing to jewelry we found on Saturday was this little sticker. It's actually a little plastic jewel, and it's a sticker. It's sticky on the back. So that was the closest thing to jewelry, except for that could be. But here I got all of these little bitty things. Well, this one isn't so little, but it's a brass button off of a pair of blue jeans. And I got some sharp things out that could cause a problem. This has got something got a connector on one end. I don't know what this would be. It's got a it's got a use. Thanks, Uncle Beep. I appreciate that. God bless. Hope whatever you do today is fruitful, beneficial. So this is an arm off something. It's got a swivel. So leaves up to my imagination. So anybody have any idea? Have you seen something like this? Can place it? Because I do like those things. I found one of these, a pin, and those are cool. Slip pins. And I got my paper clips. Another little nut off the beach. Some more sharp items here. Couple bolts. And washers always sound, they're excellent targets. Somewhat disappointing, but excellent targets. Then my random little pieces of metal that I always go after because I think they're jewelry. Found a surface find of a plastic bead. Did get a good zipper pull for my collection. I only got one nickel, though, on Saturday. I think I mixed in my my crusty zinc. I'm going to have to count them now because I'm using, this is from Monday, and I already put the Zinkins in there, and so all this stuff here is from Monday, not Saturday. So, and I'm getting them all confused here. So I got a 1991 nickel. And you guys were there on Monday, so you saw that I was killing it on dimes and quarters and Zinkins. So you got a dime here that, let me clear some of this stuff away. Don't need this up here. So, you know, it's not YouTube that does things so much as it's me that didn't do something. I didn't think that there was any real hurry to put in some information because I hadn't reached the amount that it would, the $100 for disbursement. So I was being a procrastinator, and I didn't put the information in right away. So when they decided to, hey, West Texas, how's it going? So there's a 1999 dime. These are all going to be hard to read because they're all crusty and everything. And there's a 1980. Well, that's not so hard to read. And there's a 1995. So everything is from pre-2000 so far. And leave the elephant in 2005. There's one that's after the turn of the century. So at least the coins I'm finding aren't brand new. They're not new drops. These have been there for a while. And there's an after the turn century 2004. And oh, well, that's good. That's good. You remind, there's one after the turn of the century. Remind them, look to the sky and see, oh, there's 1965 with no mint mark. Now, I just learned that 1965, I'm not going to turn it yet, 1965 dimes with no mint mark, they're supposed to all be P mint marks. But one without a mint mark could be silver because they're crossovers from the 64s. I didn't know that. I knew the 66 dime was a possible set, a silver set for 66, but the 65s, now let's check and see. It's probably not a silver, but because I think I see copper there. I think I see clad. Wait a minute. Do I? Do you see? Does it? Oh, come on. I don't. Do I see a division? Yeah, I think I see a division. I don't see the color. But it could be a silver dime, 65. You know what? Look at this dime. I think I see. I'm gonna have to clean this one up and see if it's got an edge on it. Now, wouldn't that be something if I found a silver 65? Because you know what? I'm not, it's too dirty. I can't tell whether it's clad or not. Come on, focus. Probably is a clad, knowing my luck. Yeah, I think I see a ridge in there or a depression in there. I don't see the color difference. Let me go check something. I'm going to be talking. You guys just look at the elephant there. I'm going to go stick this in my silver cleaner and see if it's clad or not. guys can't see this. I can't carry my camera around. But stick that in there in 2001. 2006, 2007, 2008. This is silver. It's a rare one. Get the finish coming off of it here. What happened? Did I lose my microphone? No. Hang on a second. I lose something. Nobody's hearing me. Okay. Can you hear me now? I think if I get too far away from my receptacle, the microphone goes out. I thought you could hear me in there, but I guess not. Give me a thumbs up, somebody, if I've got sound again. This really looks... I gotta... You know what? I think I've got a silver dime. So I cannot find the clad. Oh no, no, I see it now. I see it now. I see the copper now. Bummer. Can you see me? Hear me? Hello? Can you hear me now? It's a 1965, and I just saw a video on the 1965. If it doesn't have a mint mark on it, it could be silver, because they did have some crossovers from the 64, but I think I see copper in here. I think I see clad. I don't... It's not, yeah, right there. I think I see a separation in clad. Copper on the upper side. On the... Yeah. Yeah, now I see it after I cleaned it. Too bad. But, yeah, if you get a 1965 dime, I knew the 66. You guys told me about the 66 that were in sets. But then I saw this, that you could get, they're very rare, but there are 1965 silvers. So keep your eye open. Don't toss out a 65 just because you think the last year was a 64. So, oh, well, that was exciting. So, that's turn of the century, after the turn of the century. And this one is after the turn of the century. All newer dimes there. But I did get one 1965, so that's kind of exciting, huh? So I wound up with 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 dimes. And one almost a silver. I'll leave them up there. Probably the most exciting find of the day. But I also got 2, 4, 6, 7 coppers. So I think I got 2 or 3 1964s. There's a 1980. And there is 1964. So there's one 1964. And I got 2 1964s. Too bad they're not dimes or quarters. This one, I couldn't find the date on this one because it's really corroded here. I'll have to get my brush and clean that. I think I have a water spritzer here. I can spritz it. And yeah, that works good. You know, I try to use the little bottles. I found this little bottle, like the little bottle I carry with me. The little bottle I carry with me was a scope bottle, and I left the scope wrapper on it because I thought that was kind of neat. But I find these bottles and then I use them, and for some reason they quit working after a little while. So, but you know, you use what you got. If you find something. Okay, the year of this one is, it's got tar or something on it. It's really bad. I'm going to have to try to electrolysis that one to get that crud off of that one. So I don't know the year of that one. Then we got another 1960, I think. Come on. Nope, 1967. There's a 1967. And then 1977. And 1975. So I got on Monday 2, 4, 6, 7. Seven coppers. So that was fruitful. So that's probably the best find of Monday, was the 7 coppers. But I did really good. I just found that honey hole there. That was so strange that I'd been over in that area before, and I know other detectorists have been in that area, and I haven't looked at these yet, so we're going to look at them together. But before we do, I'll show you something I found just after the live stream ended. After I ended the live stream, I found an LA transit token. Good for one ride on a trolley, a bus, or the train at one time. During the Olympics, I think, was the last, in '84 was the last time they used these. So I was told that some of these are, depending on their style, they're quite sought after. So anyway, that was a pretty good find. I know there was millions of them made, but you don't find them very often. Okay, got some what do we got here? First quarter. I'm going to zoom in so we can get a better look at the quarters. And this 2012, that's the mountain goats. I haven't gotten very many of these. So, oops, it's probably one that I need for the parks. Let me see. Kind of clean these off. Goodbye, Crystal. God bless. Take care. So, this one is a state Texas coin. Okay, didn't have to do much looking for that one because that right there says it all, right? And didn't get any new quarters, any new looking quarters either. So I might have to get my spritzer out on a couple of these. 1985 Eagleback. Got one eagle, another Eagleback. And 1985. Oh, are all the Eaglebacks going to be 1985s? Another Eagleback. No, 1980. Okay. Another brush here. '89, I think. Focus. Yep, 1989. And this one, 2006, Colorado. Another state coin. I think this might be the shiniest coin that I've got coming up here. And it is, I think, yep, Theodore Roosevelt. Another Park. Got another Eagleback here. $1974. Eaglebacks are exciting because, and as grody as these things are, it's easy to Eagleback up That's a 1993. And this one's a newer one. This one is a 2001 New York. Okay, another state. Boy, let's see how working with this stuff messes up your hands. Okay, so 5, 10, $2.50. I got 10 quarters. So 10 quarters and 5 nickels and 9 dimes. So 5 nickels, 25 cents. So that's $2.70, $3.60, and I got all together the zinkins. I'm going to count them right now. I think this is probably, besides the coppers, this is probably my best find for Monday. Freaking awesome! So for the 3 days, like I said, this 3-day hunt, Friday, Saturday, and Monday, I didn't get any. I'm going to see if I can do this without making a lot of noise. So you just try and rub some of this. Pull it off of these pins here. Just put them in your hand and rub them back and forth and against each other, and then some of the dirt will come off. But I didn't find 2 cents in one hole. I found a little coin spill, but they weren't all together. They were kind of spread out. So I don't think I got 2 zinkins in one hole. I got like a zinkin, a copper, and a dime, and a quarter out of one hole. And a nickel and a dime and a zinkin out of another hole. So each one of these zinkins is one time I got down on the ground. That's what I'm trying to get at. So we've got five. Wait a minute. Is that a zinkin? What year is that? Focus. Come on. Why won't you focus on it? Probably a zinkin, but it looks like it could be a copper. Nope, it's definitely a zinkin. 5. 10. 15. 20. Yeah, that's true. definitely see my fingerprints better than the date. So how you doing today? Freaking awesome. When I clean these, you know, I always look for the coppers, and when I tumble these, I always find, the last time I tumbled, I found 6 coppers that were covered in dirt and stuff that I had missed on my search through the Zinkins, and that happens. I get at least one every time I so I've got all right, there's a couple here that just were caked almost like a coin ball with dirt. Okay, so that's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 68. 68 times I got down on the ground to dig a zinkin. So 68, and where was I? $3.60. $3.60, and so that's $4 and 28 cents. $4.28 so far. Let's see, another 1/4, so that's 58 cents, and 1, 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 11. Where's the other one? I thought I had one more. I'll keep the coppers for a minute more. So I had 90. So there's $1. Put a got $1 in dimes. 50, 60, $1.60 in dimes. And got 25, 2, 4, 6, 8, 45 cents in nickels. So $1.70 in dimes, because this 65 dime. And I said I got 11, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11 coppers. And right there. $2.75 in quarters. So I don't think I made, I'll do it with a calculator so I don't trust my brain. So 275, 2.75 plus $1.70. and the 45 and 68 and 11. Oh, I did. I got a gallon of gas for 3 days. I think I used more than a gallon for the 3 days, though. So I got a total of $5.69 in coins, which I hope at least $5.50 is rollable after the pennies that look like they might not be. Okay. So I think I have a bad power strip. That's what the whole thing is here. Bad power strip. Here's that one piece of metal that was all rusty. Turned out to be steel. I think some of you saw that day I was trying to use the vice grips on it and break the rust off, and they couldn't break it off because it's solid. So I ground it down, and it's definitely steel. Not much slag in it, not much carbon in it either. So good chunk of steel. And some of you saw it and some of you didn't. There's a ball peen that I found 2 weeks ago. And I had to grind it flat because it was all bashed up on the end. Try a magnet on this. Oh yeah. Here. Yep. Okay. Hang on. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, for sure it's see. Yeah, take my magnet off that. So yeah, it's magnetic. So yeah, but in the ball peen, I had to, somebody, it looks like somebody tried to use this on, or welder on it or something. It had this big blob that was stuck to the end of it. I had to grind it off. It might be, that's not ruled out that it, because it has, this has the characteristics, the thumbprint on the one side, and it's kind of rounded and molten on the other side, and it's solid. So it very well could be a meteorite, and it's magnetic. But I don't see a matrix in it. That's the only thing. As I ground it, maybe that makes the difference. If I had something to cut it with, had a rock saw or steel saw, I might see a matrix in it if I did. And you know what a matrix is? A design, like a honeycomb or little bubbles that cause a design in it. And I don't see it because I ground it here. I don't see a matrix in it. So that's the only thing it doesn't have. Great Scott! Great Scott is here. Everybody say hello to Great Scott. I haven't seen you in a while. Well, thanks for popping by to say hi. How's everything going with you? What's exciting in your life? Look, I got all kinds of people in here. Got Great Scott, got Freaking Awesome, got Coining Around, got a couple people who've left. Got William E. and Gregory Freeman, and got MJ Squirrel, and Uncle Beep is there. He's busy, but he's hanging out with us. He's lurking back there, got us playing in the background. So, all right, you guys. Sunfish was here. Don't know whether Sunfish is still here or not. And I missed that. I was trying to catch every single thing too, and I missed Sunfish saying that the panhandle's on fire by Amarillo. Pray for anybody living there. West Texas Stacker was here. Are you still here, West Texas? Truly amazing. Hello, Truly. Thank you for coming into my stream. I'm going to give you a wrench so that you can check out everybody else. I think you know everybody here already. I'm pretty sure you do. So, thank you guys for hanging out with me. And I've got a few more minutes here. So, we'll get back to this. We got $5.69 from all 3 days. That's not a lot, but you'd think that I would run out of places. I mean, at this particular park, I keep finding different places that are oh, great. Always dropping at least one. I keep finding different places to dig that become fruitful. And I think like $2.50 worth of quarters out of one spot. And that spot was about 10 foot, I think, 10-foot diameter, where I got a lot. I got copper, I got zincans, I got nickels and dimes, all out of this one spot, about 10 foot across in front of this tree. And that was pretty amazing for the dig. I kept getting good signals there. No jewelry though. Got lots of clad, but no jewelry. Which it's always disappointing to me for a minute when I don't get any jewelry. But for the 3 days, I got something here, so I wasn't skunked for the whole set of hunts. And this place hasn't been frequented in the wintertime, not like the beach. And I might have enough money here in March to go to the beach a few times. So I'm hoping for that. I'm hoping that I can get to the beach over there, especially Easter and spring break. I would like to get out there to the beach, and after Memorial Day, after the 4th of July, stuff like that. I'd like to get there. If I lived close to the beach, Katie, bar the door. That I'd be on the beach every day if I lived there. That's it's something I envy about Jim. Fun with Jim. He's right there on the beach, and he doesn't have to spend any money to get there. That's always nice. If you don't have to spend money to get there. It's like me in these parks. I don't have to spend a lot of money. I do still have to spend money to get there for sure. Gas is like crippling us. And it wouldn't matter if I had an electric car. To charge up an electric car, it costs just as much or more than buying gas. So, right? I got a kick out of these people. There's a couple. I don't know whether you saw it or not. I think it was on YouTube. And they claim that they drove a Tesla from pole to pole. For one thing, that's impossible, right? It's impossible to drive from pole to pole because there is water in between. You can't go on the land from pole to pole. There's a big portion of it that's water. So that's the one thing. So part of their trip had to be on a ferry, and they couldn't be driving it on the, they can drive it onto the ferry, but they can't claim that they drove that distance. They have to take that mileage out from the time they got on the ship to when they can get onto the Antarctica to drive on Antarctica. So anyway, they start explaining how they did it, and they didn't drive the same car, for one thing. Hey, Silver Assassin, thanks for coming in to the chat today. What's happening with you? Anything exciting? But anyway, back to my thing. Okay, the way I got it was that they claimed to have driven a Tesla, so that they said that it's completely feasible to make long trips in a Tesla. Well, first thing is they didn't drive the same car. When they couldn't charge their car anymore, they swapped cars. When there were no charging stations, they had generators dropped at certain spots. And then they just left the generators there. They didn't try to take them back. They carried a small generator with them, and gasoline. So they used gas on the trip. And every time they dropped off a portable charger, it was one that ran from a gasoline engine. So they couldn't find a place to charge everywhere they went. They could only drive, or only did drive, 120 miles a day. And they said they made this trip in a certain amount of time. And driving 120 miles a day, because they would drive 120 miles, which is, if you were doing 60 miles an hour, then that would be a 2-hour day, and then the rest of the time was spent charging their car and sleeping. So they're trying to prove the feasibility of having an electric car. And I don't see it. Does anybody else see it? Am I completely off base here? To where if they had to have people donate generators and drop them off for them, and they had to carry a generator, and they had to swap cars to make a long trip, that to me says completely unfeasible. Am I wrong? If I'm wrong, give me a thumbs down here, in the chat. If that proved that they are feasible to drive on long trips across the United States or to every country, like they said it was, give me a thumbs down if you think I'm wrong. Give me a thumbs up if you think I'm right. Because I think it's completely, I think it dashed owning an electric vehicle as your only vehicle. I think it dashed it to the ground instead of making it a positive for owning only an electric vehicle. Thank you, freaking awesome. Got one agrees with me. So anyway, I have nothing against electric vehicles in their place, but I don't think that it should be mandated that nobody has any other kind of vehicle. Fossil fuel vehicles, gas engines, are going to be around for a long time. And I mean, over the last 100 years, they've put in place everything you need for a gas engine. Mechanics, gas stations, parking lots. Where for an electric engine, what? Oh, I know that. And I'm probably you're right. I shouldn't have said anything. Maybe you guys shouldn't give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down or anything of the like. Yeah, I'll probably get it. I'll probably catch it. I guess there is no such thing as freedom of speech, right? Not anymore. So we found unopened I think, oh, no, it's been opened. This has been opened. I'm going to use it as fertilizer that I found. Flor de Jamaica hibiscus tea. Yes, exactly right. Exactly right. That was one of the things. So it didn't save. The generators don't burn as clean as the cars do. Anyway, it's hibiscus tea. I don't think we trust the Jamaican hibiscus tea to drink it, but we could put it in our plant fertilizer, I think. I don't think it has any chemicals or anything in it that would hurt. Yeah, that's what I hear, but they only drove 120 miles a day. And whether it charges in 30 minutes, I think it depends on the charger, right? Like a generator, a little generator doesn't charge it in 30 minutes. Does it? Yeah, you have to go to a charging station. But these guys, there are no charging stations in South America or in Central, Mexico connecting to South America. There are no charging stations in there. They were using generators that people would bring and drop off. So there, I don't think that you can drive an electric car from pole to pole. There's just no way you can do it. Given the charging stations, the generators and everything that you have to drop off and everything, not every person could do that. I mean, if you wanted to go on a trip, take your Tesla from the North Pole to the South Pole, where would you, I mean, how would you do it? You're not going to get people to donate. You're not going to get your friends to donate generators to drop off and let you charge and stuff. There's just no facility for electric cars in most of the territory. Even in the United States, there's not a lot of charging stations, right? What makes you say that, William? I'm going to ban you for saying something, huh? I have no problem with people disagreeing with me because I have my own opinions and you have yours, and that's what it's all about, right? We can agree to disagree. Yeah, I've seen that going around. He's getting gas for the generator he carries in his car. Yeah. The guy says, "Where are you going to use that gas?" "In my Tesla." That guy had the guy on the camera confused as all get out. I do too, William, and I know exactly what you mean, and I can't say anything. I mean, this is something that uh, does bug me when people try to put something over on you. To say that a Tesla is a good car, that is not wrong. I think a Tesla is a great car. But, and what you just said, I can't make a lot of comments on. Um, Gray Scott. No, you can't get gas at home. But you can you can't get gas from the sun either, but you can't get electricity from the sun free. You have to have solar panels that cost money. You have to have solar batteries that cost money. You have to have solar transformers that cost money, right? Eventually, yeah, but uh, the solar isn't going to charge your vehicle. Not, at least not right now. It's not going to charge it like instantaneously. Yeah, you can feel it. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. Great Scott. Come on, the electric car is great. If you want to have an electric car and you're going to run around town, but don't try to sell me on the fact that you, at this point in time, that you can take that car and just head out without any special preparation, without a lot of help from your friends, a lot of help. Oh, yeah, there's a lot of positives to electric cars. I agree with every single one of them. I think an electric car is great. And you know what? We've had electric cars since 1918, I think. 1917 or 1918. Did you know that? Did you know that they were electric cars in 1917? Electric cars that you could buy. They're great. But you still can't just take off in one and go wherever you want. And probably be impossible to even go wherever you want in a gas vehicle, because there's going to be some places there are not gas stations. Am I right? Just don't try and sell me a bill of goods, you know? Electric cars are fantastic. They will drive through mud puddles if you keep your feet off the floorboard. That's right. And you know what? I actually think that a hybrid is the best. I think is the best, and I believe that it should be possible to have a gas engine and an electric motor and a generator on the gas engine and on the electric motor, two generators that charge up the batteries for the electric motor. So you can use the electric motor more often and you don't have to charge it as often, and you've got gas. So where there's no electricity, you've got gas. Where there's no gas, you've got electricity. I think that has always been the best solution. I don't think that's true. You ever heard of a hand pump? At least until the tanks run dry. And if you don't have solar, how are you going to, not everybody can afford an electric car and solar. Well, of course, if they can afford an electric car, they could probably afford solar. But if electric grid goes down, the biggest cause of that would probably be an EM of some kind, which would take out more than just the electricity. And what would you do on a cloudy day? Electrical storm. Well, it's raining and snowing and cloudy and nasty, and your solar doesn't work. There's all kind. There's a bad thing about everything, right? There's the pros and cons about everything. Oh, I know. I know. There's a lot of people that are going after solar. I wish I could afford solar. And they keep coming by and saying that it's free, but it's not free. William, Skynet. Okay, the Terminator will be not far behind because I've seen some pretty good robots lately. These AIs are, when you get as old as some of us, I'm going to be 74 next month, and over the last 74 years since I've been alive, things have changed tremendously, like 1,000% change over before I was born. From what even in radio, because you didn't have, you just barely had television in the 1940s, maybe late 30s, I think. They started television, but not everybody had one, and things took time to grow. Now things don't take time to grow. You put something out, you put a new iPhone out, and everybody and their brother wants one, right? Yeah. Yeah, sometimes, you know, you well, I know some of you have seen retro, but rocket ships didn't exist when I was a kid. They were from the war, and you know, they were rockets were military. And here, let me do this. You guys are tired of looking at just one thing there. I'll let you. So, rocket ships. What'd you say? Yeah, me too. You know, Flash Gordon. You know, I read comic books, Flash Gordon, before, and there were things on TV, but I didn't get to see them very often then. But those were my favorite things to watch: Flash Gordon and Buck Rogers, Dick Tracy, and this is directly from Dick Tracy. How many of you guys have a watch? Either an Android or an iWatch. Those directly out of Dick Tracy. I mean, Dick Tracy had a TV watch, you know, and he could see his people. And so oh yeah, yeah. Anybody have a watch, a Swatch, or whatever they're called? But that was amazing that they could use a watch and talk to each other with a walkie-talkie and a television on their wrist. They could see the person. Well, now that's true. You can do that. You know, some friends of ours have solar, and they lost electricity for almost 3 days because of the storm where they live. Because they can't afford the storage batteries to go with the solar. And that's the thing. The storage batteries are what are really expensive, especially I think the Tesla ones are pretty expensive. But that's the same technology for your home as it is for the cars, the Tesla batteries. Okay, freaking awesome. that the things that they've got laser beams now, ray guns. Buck Rogers and Flash Gordon had ray guns, and now they've got them. You know, it took them a while. It took them a lot longer than I thought it would, but now it's really getting faster and faster and faster. The technology is just whipping out there, and you know, of course, not we can't afford all of it and all that, but I mean, I watched television on a 10-inch screen that was round on the sides. There was a tube that was round, so it was like a 10-inch screen. That's my first television that I watched television on, and before that, my mom and dad, they listened to the radio, Fibber McGee and Molly and all that, you know. But Dagwood and Jack Benny and all of that. And then when television came out, it just kept growing and growing and growing, changing and changing. Now they've got screens now that you can roll out. You know, it's just like on. Now I thought they were going to come out with that a long time ago. I'll have to watch that video afterwards. Great Scott. Change the name of fresh sour cream. What are they going to change it to? Moldy milk. It's going to be a while before you can afford one of those. Oh, yeah? I wouldn't doubt it, Great Scott. They've had them in the movies. Anything that they can think of to put in a movie or in a book, if you can think of it, somebody's going to work on it until they create it. God gave us that ability. God gave us the ability to do whatever we put our minds to through trial and error until it works. That's what Edison did. That's what Tesla did. That's what all of the great inventors did, right? They just kept on working until they found something that worked. And they just kept taking idea after idea. I'm not good at anything at all, but I can figure things out. I can make things, even if it doesn't look good, even if it doesn't, I can make things that work. You know, I can come up with an idea that works, not one that everybody else wants, but you know, eventually I get something that I can use. Everybody give freaking awesome a smile. That's the way you can see it. Everybody give him a smiley face. I don't mind being born when I was born. I was born in, you know, mid-century. And used to talk to, I called her my granny, my dad's mom. Granny would sit and talk to me because she was born in 1903. So she would sit and talk to me about everything she saw when automobiles first started coming out, airplanes and everything. And how things that I saw every day, she never saw until they happened. And even when they started happening, they didn't actually physically see them, except, you know, they didn't even have newsreels and stuff. They didn't have communication to where back in 1910, they didn't have a way for everybody to see everything. Like right now, you can turn on YouTube, you can see anything you want. You can go to Google and you can see anything you want. There's lots of stuff on there you don't even want to see. And if you do see it, you shouldn't have. You know? There's nothing you can't look up. There's not probably anything that you want to do or accomplish that doesn't have a YouTube video on it. Information is there. If you want the truth, you can find it if you look for it. If you just want to listen to people and whatever they say, you know, okay, that's the truth. That's happening right now. It likely isn't. You have to really dig for the truth, because people don't want you to know what's really happening. They want you confused all the time. So, but you can use what is out there and find out information. I've fixed so many things by finding the fix it video on YouTube. How to change my starter, how to change my pump in the washing machine, how to change the dial, the adjustment dial on the dryer, and the power switch on the dryer, how to change the power switch on my vacuum, my shop vac, how to replant a tree, how to, you know, almost everything that I want to do. If I don't already know, or if I've forgotten how to do it, I can find a video on it. So if you really want to know, if somebody tells you something happened, like I told you about the thing that I saw on YouTube about the people driving from pole to pole. You don't have to believe me on that. It's there. You can find it. You know, you can go see and check it out. Yeah, don't remind me, freaking awesome. I shouldn't have said anything. But you know, I don't mind being born when I was born and living and seeing all of this. What I don't want to see is what's coming. Some of it that I have figured out what's going on, I don't want to see. Because I don't think we can do much about it, you and I. You got some more coin videos to upload? Go tell them to, huh? Hey, look there, I got over 20 likes. Thank you, guys. I appreciate you guys coming in and hanging out with me. I hope that these hours that you're spending with me, I really hope that they count, because, you know, I hate to waste your time on everything. You guys are really kind to help me get there. Oh, The Who is one of my favorites. Guess Who? Led Zeppelin. Those are my eras. I enjoy being born when I was born, because I like the era that produced some of the music that I really like. I think there's some real geniuses out there in music. Yeah, I'm praying that we don't have the World War III that I'm thinking we're going to have, because all this technology, everything that we're doing here, um, how we're communicating, and you guys are all over the world out there. And I get to communicate with people all over the world. I've got friends in Portugal and Australia and the UK. And I talked to one in France for a little while, but I haven't seen him in a while. Friends in, there was one that's talked to me from Africa. A couple of guys that have talked to me from Middle East, but I don't know where they're from. I know they're in the Middle East because of the writing, but I've got people all over the world that I've communicated with. It's because I'll never get there. I'll never get to go see anybody, or any other place. So everybody's out there. But yeah, it's really hard to find good music anymore. All righty, Gregory. Hey, we'll be catching you later, brother. God bless. Thanks for being here for me this morning. Much appreciated. Be careful. Travel well, hunt well. I know what you mean. It's taken me longer to get to the 4K. Seems that I've got the subscribers though. I just wish that more of those subscribers would come back and watch and contribute to the watch hours. That's yeah, it's going to be a long, long road. Freaking awesome. And we all pray for what's happening to be corrected, because there are so many people that want to see the United States destroyed. A republic, Ben Franklin said to somebody after they created the Constitution, somebody asked him, what did they create? And he said, a republic. I hope you can keep it. That, being a republic and having the freedoms is going to go away if somebody doesn't do something about it. If that somebody's got to take the reins in their hands and say, "Whoa, this wagon's heading in the wrong direction." We are a republic. We are not a democracy. We are a republic. Right in the Pledge of Allegiance, and to the republic for which for which we stand, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Not any other country has that. Try. Well, I'm probably going to get in real trouble for this, but my brain says that we have 10 million soldiers mixed in our nation that now in many states have the right to buy weapons. And they get free money, they get a free place to stay, they get free food, and we're having to grab what we can. You know? Do you ever watch Red Dawn? I've been keeping my mouth shut. I've been trying to be Mr. Neutral. But it's scary because they can cut our country in half. I gotta stop. I gotta stop. I'm sorry. I gotta stop. Gotta stop talking about it. That turned out good, but sure a lot of misery along the way. My favorite donut, probably a bear claw. I like bear claws. Oh, and apple fritters. Those two are my favorite. I used to like old fashions. But now I think they're a little bit too dry for me. I like buttermilk bars. I like Boston cream-filled donuts too. Bear claws have raisins? Some of them do. Not all of them. Most of them have nuts and cinnamon. But I think some people do make them with raisins. Yeah. I hope that's true. Because what happened last time is I gotta shut up. I gotta shut up. Sorry. And let's see, what other donuts do I like? I like, you know, there's only one place that makes these, and it's a donut shop I used to have as a client, and it's over here close by, and they make fruit-filled donuts. They make a donut like a big, it's about that big. It's about about softball size, and they cut it in half, and then they fill it with strawberries, fresh strawberries or fresh peaches or fresh apples, and they fill them with fresh fruit. Those things are great. Yeah, yeah, there's one in Los Angeles too. But those are really good. I like. I'm a fresh fruit guy. I like fresh fruit too. I love plums and nectarines and pears, and I like apples, but we have oh, I love figs. Love figs. We've got a fig tree and a nectarine tree and a peach tree. Oh no, an apricot tree, not a nectarine. Apricot, peach, and fig, and we've got an orange tree. I've got a blood orange tree, and that's a really good orange. It's sweeter and juicier than most oranges. Fruit roll? Fruit rolled ups, huh? You like those? I like hostess pies too. I like the berry pies, but the seeds get stuck in my teeth. Lemon pies. I like lemon pies and lemon bars and lemon cake. Used to be that the lemon pies, I mean the hostess pies had more filling in them and everything. But now, when you buy one of those pies, it's half full of filling. It's like the crust is that big, and then the filling only fills up half of it. And so if they turn it up on its side and instead of laying it down, spreading the filling out, the filling will readjust and go all into one end, and then you got one end that's nothing but crust. We got some of those pies like that a little while back, and so yeah, everything's gotten smaller, and you get less for more money. So it's like you used to get a king size candy bar. And I remember the Snickers were about, I think they were at least 6 inches long. Now they're like 4.5 inches long. So you get an inch and a half less of the candy bar for the king size. Oh, you're mean, William. Freaking Awesome says you're making him hungry and you just keep giving him more. Well, what time is it? 2.5 hours. Well, I wish that was true too, but I look at things as to what they used to be and how much they used to cost, and now, excuse me, now that king size candy bar that used to cost 50 cents now costs $2.50, and it's smaller. So that, yeah. Are you getting into his chocolate chip cookies, William? Oh, I know. Where was it? Is it McDonald's that's giving away free food right now? If you go in, you get something free. I know I've seen these things where I think it's McDonald's that is giving free fries and a free soda. I might be wrong on that. McDonald's pops into my head about it, but it's like I saw somebody saying that they were giving free food. But I know that I've seen on Instagram where this guy is telling everybody that if you go to Chick-fil-A after 10:30 when they stop serving breakfast and ask for a breakfast sample, they give you free food, whatever they've got there that's left over from their breakfast. So if you're hungry after 10:30 and you got a Chick-fil-A close to you, you just have to go and ask for a breakfast sample, and if they've got any food left over from their breakfast time, they'll give it to you for free. They don't even charge you shipping or nothing. Access to your life. Yeah, you have to go get it. And some guy was saying that if you go to In-N-Out, and if any of you guys, or I know William A is, if you go, I haven't tried them yet. I've got to go try them. But you have to go right at 10, after 10:30, 10:40 or so, so that you get the fresh food that's left over from breakfast. You can't go at noon and ask for it. They're not going to have it, or it'll be so stale you won't want it. But if you go to In-N-Out and go to the cross trees and search around, there's rocks under this cross trees. And this might be a joke, but I'm going to check it out. I might go there today and check it out because I'm going to go over that direction. So if you go to the cross trees and look around, you might find an envelope with a voucher for free food. You're on a walkie-talkie? Your walkie-talkie has voice translate? I've seen a couple of those things. I've been trying to make some friends on Instagram, so I've been scrolling through and I see some of these things. The In and Out. You should go look under the cross trees. So, or the Chick-fil-A, if it's a Chick-fil-A, you know, tomorrow at 10:30, go check it out. But you guys hanging out with me, that's pretty cool. I got, I think, 22 likes now. Well, I haven't had anybody new in a while, but the 4 or 5 of us have been having a nice conversation. I hope I don't offend anybody. My goal is never to offend, but sometimes you just got to say what you got to say, huh? It's got to come out. And I have to think for a minute. You know, I like the cinnamon rolls too. I'm really partial to cinnamon rolls. I know a lot of people like cinnamon rolls. Can I hear him? No, I can't hear him. I can see him. Notice it was 4:20 on the East Coast. Turn my radio on? I don't have a radio here. I don't have a radio. I don't think all my equipment, I don't have a radio. Oh yeah, I've got a radio someplace. I don't know where I would look for it though. I think there might be one. I'd have to leave you guys and go find a radio. I could go find a radio real. I don't know how quick it would be though. Yeah, I don't have a radio close at hand, and I don't use it. I use the TV and my phone, and if I want to listen to music, I look it up on the phone or play a CD. What? You can take a radio and a scale and put it up higher than the scale. Okay. So you're on the. I just noticed I leaned in to my chat and noticed that there's a little clock next to all your names in the chat. I never saw that before. I don't know what I thought that was, but I've never really looked at it, but that's actually a clock right next to your name. Tupac is working on his packages but he's still there. Yes, you should make a video on it so I know what you're talking about. As I haven't wrapped my... See, which side is the creative side and which side is the mechanical side? I haven't wrapped that side of my brain around it yet. Is that right? Did you really? You know what? You know what? Oh, who was it? Was it? I think it was Merle. You guys know Merle, Metal Detecting NYC. He did a dowsing looking for gold. Dowsing. I was gonna do a dowsing video using tent stakes. That I could find gold with the tent stakes, you know. As a comedy joke, I thought that would be cool, using tent stakes as dowsers, because, you know, they're shaped like dowsers and little L-shaped things. I used to know a guy when I was a kid. He dowsed for water, and for whatever reason, he made me believe him because he was always finding water. Won't get Alzheimer's or or dementia. It's too late for me. So I'll be in your hair for about 15 more minutes. We can find something to talk about. So you like dehydrated ice cream out of the MRIs, right? Freaking awesome. You know what? They didn't have MRIs when I was in the service for what little teeny short time that I was in the service. And they just had the oh, I forgot what they call them now. They weren't MRIs. They were rations, K rations. I don't know why I couldn't think of that. My cursor was just bouncing. The K rations, when you go out, I only got one. I was only issued one K ration, and it had a can of peaches in it. It had a can of Spam in it. It had a can of beans in it, and it had some hardtack, like biscuit type things. Kind of like, have you ever seen those baby biscuits that they teethe on, those hard biscuits. That's what kind they were back then. And a pack of chewing gum and a chocolate bar. That was what was in a K ration when I was in the service. But I only got issued one of those. All the other meals I ate was in the mess hall. So, William, everything's all settled in your house now? You're back in. Did you get your leak fixed? Did you say you had a leak? You know, I've developed a leak. I got to get up there and seal it off. I got to go and get some spray seal and seal that leak, because it's coming in around a vent for my heater of all things. So yeah, I've got to fix that. I might have some seal left over. And what do they call that stuff that that guy's always selling, where he paints the screen wire and makes a boat out of it and stuff? Flex seal. Yeah, that's it. I know what they do with it, but I couldn't remember the name of it. There's just not enough room in my brain. I think, you know, they say that your brain shrinks like 5% every 10 years once you get to a certain age. And that gets scary because I don't have enough room in there now. I think I've got a can of Flex Seal that has just enough in it to where it might seal that up. I'll have to look for that. I was using it for sealing my pool pump PVC and stuff that vibrated to where it started leaking. I couldn't take it apart to seal it. So I tried the Flex Seal. It worked pretty good. Took 3 of them, huh? So I like silicone. As long as you can get it in the right spot, it works pretty good for sealing leaks. Sickener. We really Did you say your roof was? Oh, the flashing was around your door, right? Wasn't your roof? It was flashing at the bottom of the wall, or the flashing at the edge of the roof. Now I confused myself. Yeah, the sliding glass door. That's right. Did you check the wall at the bottom of the wall underneath the door to see if you have a strip of bare ground where the water can seep down there? I remember talking to you about it now. Because if that's when I first moved into this house, somebody had poured plaster in the where the flashing goes down. So somebody had poured plaster in that little strip where it's supposed to let it soak down into the ground, and I had to pull all that plaster out uh, to keep it from coming in the house. Oh. Good one, great Scott. Wow. That, you know, people mean well when they do things, building things on. They want to have something nice, but they don't think, I should really do this right so that, we never have a problem with it. Coffee's gone. That's all right, because I got 6 more minutes. So I can last until 6 more minutes and we can go get some coffee. So I've been trying something new, taking my shorts that I put on and stringing them together to make little videos to see if I can get more people to watch 3 to 5 minutes of video. But uh, my views aren't going up. Oh, I just had one of my shorts take off. It amazes me sometimes. It takes 3 or 4 weeks, and then all of a sudden one of my shorts will get picked up and somebody starts sharing it, and all of a sudden it zooms up 3 or 4,000, sometimes up to 10,000 views after it's been out for a long time. But I see these other guys. I don't think my lives are all that bad. I'm gonna probably go to back to making some videos and doing some Premiere type things maybe instead of lives. Looks like some people are doing really well with their premieres and their semi-live hunts where they, they just tape or they video their digs all the time, swinging, looking for a target. They don't show anything, and all the bad targets they get, they don't show. They just show the best targets they get. And might try some of that for a little while. Well, I can still talk and take the chance on autocorrect like you guys do. I know not all of you do. Some of you do. It'd be easier for me to read the chat because, like right now, I can see the last 4 chats here. But when I'm hunting live, I skip a lot of the chats because I see the 4 chat bubbles and I have to go back, and then that takes a lot of time to go back and read and look for chats and stuff. So I mainly stay with what's in the 4 chats. So a lot of times I miss a lot of what y'all say. On a Premiere type thing, I would be talking live and being able to read the chats as they come, because I wouldn't be digging or anything. I would have already done it, so I wouldn't be busy trying to make good content. I'd already have made, well, I said good content, huh? I'd already made some content for Premiere, and then I wouldn't be distracted by it, doing it and making sure I dig it out and find it and clean it up and everything. Well, this is about the interaction for sure. Sitting here talking to you guys, it's a lot easier for me to interact with you guys sitting here than it is when I'm out digging. But I think that when I'm out digging live, you guys are getting a taste of what this is all about, what I do, metal detecting. I think everybody gets a better taste of it, seeing when I don't get good signals, when I get bad signals, when I get good stuff, when I get bad stuff, you see everything, and that I think makes it more personable, you know, because you guys see that I'm not just finding gold rings and jewelry and 200-year coins, 200-year-old coins and buttons and oh, I know, I don't, but if I'm sitting reading chat all the time, I'm not digging. When I'm sitting here, I'm reading the chat all the time. Me too, freaking awesome. I really appreciate you guys. And I think my time's up, isn't it? I'm past my time. So I'm going to let you guys go. I'm going to get me some coffee and see you tomorrow. Same incognito channel, same incognito time, and either here or there. Don't know where I'll be, but I'll be out there. William E. Thank you. Freaking awesome. Great Scott. Corning around. Who else is talking right now? I know there's a couple more of you. So there's like, I know that Uncle Beep is there someplace in the background because he said he was going to leave it running. He might be gone, but you know, every one of you is awesome. That especially you guys are hanging out and chatting with me here. It's always a great time. So we'll be having more later, Gators. God bless you all. Till next time, let's hunt.